What is up, YouTube? This is Zach with Dream Media Home Theater. If you guys are not a subscriber already, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. Give me a big thumbs up on this video. Today, we are going to be premiering the new JVC 8K laser projectors, guys. This is extremely exciting. We're taking the DILA technology, the inky black levels, and now we're adding laser technology to it. And even HDR10 Plus. Big feature upgrades, guys. Well, I'm excited to get into this. If you guys would like to purchase, we ship throughout the entire nation. Free shipping. We would love the opportunity to earn your business. All right, guys, let's get into this video. Welcome, guys, to our premiere of the JVC 8K projector lineup. You guys know that we were supposed to be at CEDIA this year, but we were not able to attend, and the JVC is not there either, so we got the next best thing. I got our JVC rep, Chris, here on a Zoom meeting. Chris Deutsch, as well as Kellen Fleener, our national director. And then we got that home theater dude in the house.
Hey guys, what's going on?
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna pass the reins over to Chris Deutsch. He is the manufacturer direct representative, and he is gonna show you these awesome new projectors. We're really excited to be able to premiere these. You guys know we love us some JVC. All right, Chris, take it away.
Zach, thank you so much. And yeah, this is exciting. This is the day. This is we've been waiting for this in JVC land for a while to be able to tell you guys about this. And you might have seen the teaser video, 8K laser HDR, the new Ultimate, the world's first 8K input home theater projectors. And it is a full line. And I'm going to switch the slide here. There are 3 reference series models, the DLA RS2100, also available on the precision side is the DLA NZ. I have to get used to my new numbers. DLA RS2100 or DLA NZ7. Then we have the DLA RS3100, also available as the DLA NZ8, and the DLA RS4100, also available as the DLA NZ9. So 3 different laser models, and let's get right into the good stuff. This is the DLA RS4100. This is 8K laser HDR, the new Ultimate. This truly is. It's a $24,999 retail, available end of August. Why did I just say that? Available, I'm wishing. Available end of October to our dealers.
All right, so those are coming in tomorrow then.
Available end of October, sorry about that. 3,000 lumen fluorescent laser light source. I'm gonna tell you a lot more about that. Pixel perfect 8K display. This is our new 8K eShift X. It's our 4-way multi-axis eShift. We're going to talk about all of this in more detail as we go along. Upgraded HC optics. HC stands for high contrast. We're gonna take you in a couple of different directions this morning. Typically, when people think about optics, they think about the lens. We want you to know that optics is so much more than just the lens. It's everything in the optical block, all the prisms, all the mirrors, all the filters that create the different colors, separate the colors, reflect the color light off the DILA chips, and then combine them back, and then it shoots out through the lens. But it's that whole entire optical block that matters, and it's been upgraded on these new JVC projectors. This model is 100,001 native contrast, infinite dynamic contrast with laser dimming, and a really, really big deal, all new HDMI connectivity, 48 gigabit per second HDMI, which is what you need to do the latest 8K 60p signals and 4K 120p signals. So I'm looking at all you gamers out there.
Yeah, that's getting us excited.
You've never seen a premium home theater projector that can do this, and I'm going to show it to you live in just a couple of minutes here. We're adding HDR 10 plus, which is a new high dynamic range format that there's some cool content out there for that.
This is huge, huge, guys.
Adapt.
This is a big feature. I'm really excited that you guys have HDR 10 plus built in now.
Yeah, and
it's on
this is the
Blu-ray.
first one I've seen it on the projector, right?
I'm not sure if it's the absolute first, but certainly the first in this category of premium home theater projectors. We've improved frame adapt HDR with our theater optimizer for our dynamic tone mapping, which was the big cool thing last year. This is the model with the cinema filter, so over 100% DCI-P3 color. The warranty on this model, it's still 3-year warranty. It now has a first-year advanced replacement feature as well on that warranty. So I want to go into a little more detail. The fluorescent laser light source, so up to 3,000 lumens. I'm gonna explain to you guys how we get to that lumen rating for each model as we go along here. That's 20,000 hours of laser life based on using it at the highest power setting. And this is an all-new design. It's much more compact. It has more output, yet it's more efficient. And so it doesn't generate as much heat. And because of that, it's quieter. So win, 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 win. You know, and I'll also tell you just a little aside, I was curious, laser's supposed to power on and power off quicker, and power on, I timed it at under 40 seconds and power off about 10 seconds. So that's awesome for people that are used to, you know, a lamp and how you have to wait and wait for it to power on. 8K in, 8K out. And this is the real deal, my friends. First of all, we got that new HDMI connectivity. 48 gigabit per second HDMI. And the 8K 60p is going to be a little nichey. There's not a lot of content that supports that at this time, but the 4K 120 is a huge deal for gamers, as we've talked about. But the capability is there for 8K. And we now have what we call 8K eShift X, which is our pixel perfect 8K display with 35 million addressable pixels. Let's explain how we do this and put it into some context. So we got a new high-speed driver, native 4K by itself, and this is a native 4K chip, full disclosure. Native 4K is 8.8 million pixels. Zach, you remember last year we introduced 8K eShift on the RS3000? I do
remember that.
There you go. And so if you remember, I would explain how we split the 8K into 2 frames, and we flashed the screen twice for every picture. And that's what got us to over 17 million addressable pixels. Not bad. But
now we've doubled that.
Now we're doubling that. Yes, with 8K Shift X, we're now using a 240 hertz driver, 4 times the normal speed, and we're flashing each frame 4 times, so we get over 35 million addressable pixels. And we have tested this with 8K content, and it is phenomenal. And we've also shown it to a few other folks who have seen this and who agree this is truly the real deal. This is 8K capable. So this is pretty fantastic. Now, for the gaming folks, and I'm going to show you this live in just a couple of seconds. The folks at is it Ubisoft or Ubisoft? Maybe one of you guys knows. We'll just call it Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Ubisoft. Okay. So on the JVC projector, that upper left-hand image there, you see 2160p, that's 4K resolution, 120A, that's 120 frames per second. You've never seen that on a premium home theater projector, and I'm going to show it to you live in a couple of minutes. When you go into the Xbox Series X settings, it does a little check on your 4K TV. And if you notice, everything checks on the JVC, except we, of course, don't do Dolby Vision because no projectors for the home do Dolby Vision. Okay. And on the advanced menu, you can even go to 12-bit color if you want to do so. So in just a moment here, I'll be showing you that Xbox Series X with with one of these Ubisoft titles. Okay. So high contrast optical block. This is new. This is exciting. This is unique to the 8K eShift X. And it's a completely redesigned light path and completely new premium components for the best contrast within any scene. We've always talked about contrast in terms of our DILA chips, but there's more to contrast than just that. And so this high contrast optical block is improving the contrast within any frame of video. The typical contrast measurements are on and off, full white, full black. This is talking about contrast within, if you freeze any individual frame, or you don't have to freeze it, just as you're watching video within any specific frame, how much better the contrast is. The other thing that's new here is this contributes to the brightness of the projector. This new optical block is more efficient, and there's a 10% increase in brightness, actually a little more than 10%. And it's primarily because the green color component is used more effectively. So this contributes to the higher lumen ratings on our top two models. On the RS4100, we also have that 100mm diameter lens. So this is our highest 8K resolution from corner to corner. Also, this contributes to more brightness because it's a larger size physically, so more of the light from inside the projector makes it to the screen. This has our widest shift range. It has our most precise mechanism. Again, all glass, aluminum barrel, phenomenal build quality. And there's more. As if that wasn't good enough, we're going to have an RS3100 at a $14,999 retail. Again, available end of October. I did it right this time. So this is 2,500 lumens. This is basically the same projector as the RS4100, except for three things. We dropped to 2,500 lumens. 80,000 to 1 native contrast instead of 100,000 to 1 native contrast. And we're using the standard 65mm all glass lens. But what we still have in common that makes this such an amazing value, it's still the fluorescent laser. It's still that pixel perfect 8K display with the 4-way eShift. It's still the HC optical block for the higher contrast. That's why it's still 2,500 lumens. 80,000 to 1 native contrast is still amazing. And again, better in scene contrast. It's still got HDR10 plus. It's still got the 48 gigabit per second HDMI. It can still do 8K 60 and 4K 120. And this is the new model where you get the cinema filter for over 100% DCI P3 color space. That's where it starts in the new lineup, the better color. Again, the warranty it's a 3-year warranty with first-year advanced replacement. So that's also coming in October. But wait, there's more. I feel like I should be on an infomercial here. Anyhow, the RS2100, the buzz on this projector is just insane. This is under $10,000. We're bringing true JVC quality with laser, with 2,200 lumens at a retail of $99.99. Now, let's talk about a couple of things here. So the 2200 lumens, and again, I said I was going to explain to you how the lumens work with each laser model. So the base fluorescent laser light engine gets us 2200 lumens. When we go to the 3100 and we upgrade to that HC optical block, remember it's more efficient, that bumps us to 2500 lumens. And then on the 4100, where we add in the big lens, that's where we bump to 3000 lumens. So that's how the lumens make sense for each of these price points. And I'm just getting ready. I want to have my live demo queued up here because we're almost there. So anyhow, back to this, the 8K E shift is the same 8K E shift from last year's RS3000. So this is the two-way E shift. But again, we're benefiting from the fact this has a real 8K input for under $10,000 retail and 4K 120p. So 8K 60, 4K 120. This model is 40,000 to 1 native contrast. Again, HDR 10 plus, again, improved frame adapt HDR, all glass lens. This model is 93% of the DCI color space, still a very impressive number. It's still got lens memory with 10 installation modes for you folks with the CinemaScope ultra wide screens. And again, a 3-year warranty with first year advanced replacement, also coming in October. The demand for this model has been through the roof. The forecasts with the folks we've spoken to through the roof on this model. So we are super excited about this. I want to get into some technical stuff, but give me some feedback, guys. What do you think? And give me any questions.
No, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. The fluorescent laser, was that first introduced in the NZ3 a couple of years ago?
Well, as actually first introduced in our simulator projectors, okay. JVC Pro sells projectors for the flight sim market, for commercial aviation, for the military, even for NASA. And so fluorescence started there. And then it came to our consumer line with the RS4500. Then we introduced a low-cost DLP projector, the LXNZ3, which is also fluorescent. And fluorescent by itself just means it's based on the blue laser technology. Right. Okay, and so now the third generation of this fluorescent is what we're now bringing to this full line of DILA projectors.
Yeah, incredible. I have firsthand experience with the NZ3. I think it's a great unit for the price point. Laser, does a lot of things well being a DLP projector. But I know laser is the big question that we get from a lot of customers is, when is laser going to be affordable? And I definitely think the 2100 or the RS2100 and the RS3100 are going to be some very, very popular models with our customers in the price range, and the things that they can deliver against the competition are pretty astounding. So,
yeah, I just can't wait to get a demo. I've seen that 4500, the old model, the RS4500 with a Panamorph DCR lens and a Lumigen, and it gave that Sony 5000 a run for its money. So I'm very excited to get some hands-on experience with this.
I can fully appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to when we can make that happen. So
exciting stuff.
Let's go ahead with a little more of the technical stuff. And again, I promised a live demo, and we're going to do that. So the HDMI, we want to make sure we have best compatibility. So each HDMI input is configurable with 3 different EDID settings. EDID A is up to 8K 60p or 4K 120p. And EDID B is 4K 60p. And EDID C is 1080 up to 60p. So you can hook up your brand new Xbox, and you can also hook up your 10-year-old Oppo, and we've got all the configurability in there to make sure there's no problems. Now, low latency is important for gamers. I'm going to make this real simple. The best of any premium projector. You like my little mic drop there, Zach?
Yeah, that was pretty clever. That was pretty clever.
Yeah, I was kind of smirking because this is definitely one of my questions on if we had any low latency measurements.
I do. Now, I'm not sharing them yet because they're not final, but I can tell you that this will beat any premium home theater projector that you've seen so far. Now, I'll give you a little more info. You may well need to create your own game mode. And I actually had wondered, why do we even include the original HDR10 picture mode when we have this way better frame adapt? And now we've got HDR10 Plus as well. Well, there's actually a good reason for it. Frame adapt HDR and HDR10 Plus require extra processing. And so they do not give you the best latency. That's where the regular HDR10 mode may still be the picture mode that you want to choose for gaming, for serious gaming. And then you can turn on low latency. You'll also turn off any dynamic dimming on the laser. And that's where you're going to get the lowest possible latency, okay? Also understand that it does vary a little depending on the precise resolution and frame rate that you're feeding it. But I can tell you with any signal, this is going to be the best. And I'm very much looking forward to the first reviews and, some hard numbers. And you're going to see that JVC has now taken the lead in low latency for gaming.
Well, Kellen's a gamer, so we're going to have to get him a demo unit over there.
There you go.
I don't know about that. I haven't had much time to game here lately, but certainly is exciting because I know that it's been an important topic, especially with
the biggest complaint with home theater projectors.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely been, people have to get an OLED to game on, and then they have to get a motorized screen for a theater. Now, you can. Sounds like
this is going to eliminate
no problem.
Especially now that it's laser, we're going to eliminate all the people doing those dual setups where you got the OLED and then we do the drop down screen in front of it.
Yeah. So This is very exciting stuff, Chris.
And there's more.
Oh,
of course. Of course. So, we talked a little about the laser life, 20,000 hours in the highest setting. Obviously, you'd get more in the medium or low setting. But 20,000 hours, that's a 2.5-hour movie every day for 20 years. That's pretty impressive. The laser itself has 3 levels, low, medium, and high, and over 1,000 steps of dynamic dimming. Our 120 hertz clear motion drive, that's also better. We now look at more frames of video to do that frame interpolation and to do that very smooth motion. MPC is our enhancer and noise reduction system, and that's been improved. And very cool new scaling engine. Even regular 1080p content, you can put on your favorite sports channel or favorite news station. Look at the bottom of the screen. Look at those logos and the scores and the news crawls going across. Look at the text. And even just from a normal viewing distance, you're going to go, man, that's crisper, it's cleaner, it's sharper. And it is. When you get up real close to it, you go, okay. And I've got the last year's and the current, and I was going back and forth over the last couple of days, side by side. And it's a very obvious improvement. Lines are cleaner, crisper. There's less jaggies. It's just a way better presentation, even with regular 1080p content. Frame adapt HDR and theater optimizer are improved. And you know what? I'm going to show you those live. So let's go here. We're going to stop the PowerPoint for a second.
So while he pulls that up, guys, I want to let you know that I will be making an effort as soon as possible to get my hands on one of these and get you true 4K 60 frame per second footage of this. This is over a Zoom call, so it's not going to be in full resolution, but I hope you guys enjoy the demo we put together for you. Go ahead, Chris.
Thank you, Zach. And and again, I understand the limitations of what we can do on a Zoom call, but I want you to see here something you've never seen before, ever, on a premium home theater projector. 2160p, that's 4K resolution, and then right next to it, it says 120A, that's 120 frames per second or 120 hertz. And I'm gonna turn off the OSD for just a second. This is that Ubisoft game that I was telling you about earlier. And again, there's no way you can appreciate everything this is doing over Zoom. I'm also going to turn off the lights.
I'm glad you pulled up the video information though, because that shows them that it is actually broadcasting in that resolution.
That it is
it's actually real and not words.
Yeah,
proof's in the pudding with the numbers.
This is real. This is live, happening right before your very eyes. Okay. Now I want to show you just a couple of other things. Okay. I want to draw your attention to, here we are. Oh, by the way, it's not just that it's 4K 120p. Okay. Notice that it's BT 2020 color and it's HDR. You never seen that before, I don't think. Well, maybe it's 60p, but certainly we're doing all of that at 120p. So now, anyhow, going on, we're using, I am using frame adapt HDR here because I wanted to show you a couple of things. Last year with the Theater Optimizer, we gave the customer low, mid, and high settings for picture, but they had to choose one or the other. And usually mid was okay, but now we have auto with -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. So most people can leave it on auto. Zach, as you know, I don't have a dedicated theater. You've been here. I got to fight a little bit of ambient light, and I don't have dark walls or ceilings or anything. So I bump it up to +2. And the point is that the user can fine tune it however they want, or in most cases, in a dedicated theater in particular, you should be able to just leave it on auto and let JVC do all the heavy lifting.
There's also one of the biggest selling features for you guys who haven't already seen our videos in the past on JVC. The frame by frame auto tone mapping and all the automatic features that they've built into these units over the last years have really, it's what have made them the leader in this category. They have
absolutely
the best home theater projectors available that do it all for you. Whereas some of the competitors, you have to constantly be changing your settings to get an image that is comparable to what the JVC is automatically doing in layman terms.
Yep. So let me continue on here. Just a couple other things for the folks that are a little more detail oriented. Inside of Theater Optimizer, we now have an aspect setting. So if you're setting up ultra wide content, cool. So you can now choose 16:9, 17:9, or CinemaScope. That's kind of cool. Going back out of this and going back to the previous page, I want to point out the EDID setting. And this is configurable for each input, for input 1 and input 2. I already told you about the 3 different EDID settings for compatibility with the newest gear, but also the oldest gear. And then right above there, auto picture mode select. So another thing we pioneered last year, the JVC can recognize all these different signals, standard dynamic range 2D, standard dynamic range 3D, HDR10, even HDR10 plus, and hybrid log gamma, and you can tell it what picture modes to use for each of those. So once this has been set up, the JVC is completely plug and play. Anyone in the family can operate it. I have yet to see this make a bad setting or select the wrong setting. It's done phenomenal in my experience. And again, the benefit is anyone in the family can just fire up the theater and enjoy a perfect picture without having to worry about their settings.
That's huge right there, because it takes, the trepidation out of, throwing the remote to your kid or to the wife. They're like, oh, this thing's too expensive. I don't want to mess it up, or I don't want to have a bad experience with it. This one, you know, all you do is turn it on, it's set and forget it. You don't got to worry about it. No.
Absolutely. So I'm going to turn the light back on here so I can see what's going on.
Without a doubt, definitely the biggest selling feature for JVC projectors is just ease of use. I mean, some of the competitors, you're more than likely not going to get the maximum potential of that projector because you're not going to want to mess with the settings, or you may not even know how, or the people who are operating it may not know how. This is set it up and let it ride.
Right. So I only have a couple more slides here. We're almost done, but I just want to say that, you know, there's a lot of shiny objects we've been talking about today, but the foundation is DILA. Okay. And the reason these JVC projectors look so good, the DILA imaging chips, the best black level, the best contrast, native 4K resolution, phenomenal color. That is so important, and that's truly the thing that sets us apart. And so, you know, like I say, all the other cool new stuff is important, but don't forget the foundation. I did want to point out just the back panel, some minor changes there. The power cord's now in the center. There's larger intakes for the laser cooling. They do stick out a little. If you look at the spec sheet, you'll see the dimensions are slightly longer. But if you factor in just plugging in the power cord and the HDMI and just the bend that you would get in each cord, it's the same footprint. You don't need any more space for these. But what I also do want you to see, some of the mounts are spec'd at no more than 50 pounds. So, you know, the RS2100 technically squeaks in under there, but particularly with the 3100 and the 4100, do yourself a favor, you know, and make sure you have a mount that is spec'd for that weight. These are substantial projectors. Again, I know from firsthand experience, I had to lift one up a couple of days ago.
You guys don't need to worry. Whenever you call in, talk with us, and we'll recommend the correct projector mount for each model.
Yes, and also, if you want to take advantage of that 48 gigabit per second HDMI, keep in mind that didn't exist a year ago. If you've got an HDMI connection and you're getting one of these, make sure you talk to Zach or Kellen or Chris and get a 48 gigabit per second compatible HDMI cable to go along with it. That's extremely important.
Absolutely. It's thanks for pointing that out, Chris.
So the RS1000 will continue while supplies last. You know, so we continue to have a fantastic choice for people that want a lower priced JVC projector, and for that matter, there's still a few RS2000s out there, but those will be going away. It's pretty much last call on those. So if you like what the RS2000 offers, and if you don't need laser, and you've been kind of on the fence, you might want to look at that RS2000 now while they're still available. If you want the higher contrast and the higher 100% DCI color coverage. So that's important to know. This is a little comparison chart. I'm not going to go too deep in the weeds on this, but the stuff that's highlighted in green are the major JVC advantages versus our competition. So starting with the fact that frame adapt HDR, like Zach was talking about, the fact that we have true dynamic tone mapping on every one of these projectors, and none of our key competitors in the premium home theater category do. The fact that we have higher lumen brightness at every single price point. The fact that we have an all glass lens on every one of these models. The better HDMI connectivity on the three new models. The higher contrast throughout the line. Contrast is the thing that truly sets these projectors apart. Beyond that, the better DCI color coverage, and the fact that we offer lens memory at such an exciting price point, and more lens memories than our competition does. So much to talk about there. The LXNZ3, which Kellen was mentioning, continues in either black or white. Again, we are very laser focused right now. And if you want a beautiful, much more compact projector that still delivers 3,000 lumens, razor sharp 4K, good color, very good color for the money, nice optics, nice zoom lens, and nice shift range at a a $3,500 retail. This is a fantastic choice. So you know what? Beyond that, all I got to say is thank you so much for giving me the time to tell you about this, and I'd love to answer a few more questions if you guys have any other questions.
So it looks like, am I still live? My mic, is my mic working?
I think you are.
Sorry.
Yes.
Technical
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
My question is since it's still the 65mm lens, I kind of alluded to this earlier, if you're going to be doing like the Paladin lens that's model specific for the JVC RS1000, 2000, it looks like it should still pop right into that space since it's a 65mm. Is that correct?
Nothing changes on the Paladin lenses. On the 2100 and 3100, you can use the compact Paladin lens, and on the 4100, you need the full size.
The flagship.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is important. So any of our customers out there that are looking to upgrade, they had the RS1000 or 2000. This is a good opportunity to still integrate in that nice lens that you have.
Exactly.
One other thing is you can continue to use, if you have already a projector mounted, you can continue to use your standard HDMI cable for 4K, but you're not going to reap the benefits of 8K in, correct?
Or 4K 120p.
Okay. So people that have these already in place, just to get them up and running, yes, you can, get up and running right now. But if you want the absolute best of the best, that's going to be future-proof for a while, then yes, you need to give us a call, and then we'd be happy to help you out on the brand new HDMI side of things.
We're talking 50 to 55 pound projectors. You don't want to be moving things around a bunch.
I want to get that up there first so they don't have to worry about it no more.
Well, I'm just saying,
line through.
while you're taking down the old one, you've got the best access to your ceiling or your wall. Get that new cable in place and just do it the right way, and make sure you got the mount that's suited for that weight, and then you're done. And I'm sure you guys have the cables that they need, right? And the mounts.
Absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely.
We have them covered with all the industry leading products.
Absolutely. What other, you guys got to have a couple more questions for me.
Ooh, I got another one. Sorry, I keep jumping in here, but I wanted to get this one answered. So I noticed that on your live presentation, you had V.90 as your firmware update. So now with people that are doing the RS1000, 2000, 3000, obviously that's higher up on the tier, and there's going to be different settings in the brand new lineup, right? So you can't intermingle those. Like, people have to make sure that they get the correct software or firmware update. Is that correct? Or firmware update?
Well, the projector's smart enough that I don't think it won't even let you. Okay. And okay. This is completely different. Obviously, do not try to load firmware from the wrong series onto your projector. But yeah, you're right. And in fact, I just did a firmware update. When I got this projector, it was like 0.6 something, and now it's 0.9. That indicates it's still pre-production firmware, but the factory is rapidly getting it to production level.
So what you're telling me is I can't take my brand new NZ firmware and put it into my RS 1000 and get 8K. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh.
I had to say it. Someone was going to ask it. So
you're right. Somebody would ask that. Kellen, you got something for him?
Man, I had all my questions answered. First of all, was just making sure and checking to see on people's anamorphic lenses, making sure that the J1 lens would still work with some of the current models that are that are being released, and Chris took care of that. And then really, I just had some questions in regards to, the 4K 120 and 8K 60, if those were just and I don't know why it would be this way, but if it was just an acceptable input or if the projector was actually broadcasting that. And I think you've already answered that extensively. So that's exciting. And I know a lot of customers have asked me about that directly.
And Kellen, I'll go a step further. It can do 3840 by 2160 at 120 frames. It can also do 1080p at 120 frames.
Right.
So maybe you have an older gaming console that could do 120p at a lower resolution. It'll do 1080p, it'll do 3840 by 2160, and it'll do 4096 by 2160, all at 120 frames per second.
Gotcha. No, it's exciting. Yeah. Thank you.
Honestly, we had a whole list of questions for you, and that's why we wanted you to just give us the rundown, because I figured you would answer them. You did a really good job of putting that together for us, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. And again, we appreciate your interest. We appreciate Dream Media recording this video. We appreciate all the interest from your customers. This is what we do. We love doing it. If anyone has any questions, they can reach out to you guys. You guys know how to get in touch with me. You also know that I'm available not just through email, but we can do FaceTime, we can do Zoom calls, we can do all kinds of stuff, and happy to help out and answer any questions that your folks have.
You're the best, Chris. I really appreciate your time today. I hope you have a good one.
All right, Zach, thank you so much. Good talking to all you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
All right.
All right, guys, that is a wrap on the new JVC 8K laser projectors. I hope you guys are excited as we are. You know we're going to be putting these into many customers' homes all around the country and doing demos for you guys. I can't wait to get my hands on this and actually give you some real life video footage of it. Now, if you guys would like to purchase anything home theater, make sure to reach out and show your support. We would love the opportunity to earn your business. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button down below for more. Until next time, this is Zach, Dream Media Home Theater. Thank you for watching.